Story 1. Pictures of surgical items from my time in the hospital would be the most unpleasant to look at. However, if you simply scroll through without accessing the albums, you have to go through hundreds of pictures of my cat first. Story 2. The 60 screenshots I accidentally take of my lock screen when I remove my phone from my pocket are not inappropriate. They just make me look even more foolish than I already am. Story 3. Do people no longer have secure folders? It seems that anyone can see videos of your private moments. Story 4. Definitely not me urinating on a police car. Hypothetically, that's outside of Federal Bureau of Investigation jurisdiction, right? Asking for a friend. Story 5. My landlord sent me a message stating he would charge all residents $25 if everyone did not pull their trash cans back from the curb after trash day. My boyfriend replied, mentioning that this type of charge was not included in the lease and that we should not be responsible for someone else's problem. Story 6. Photos of my new, not yet fully healed stoma, the result of a colectomy and ileostomy, which I took for a recent video with my surgeon. Story 7. Pictures from when I had a major infection and documented the process. If someone has a strong stomach, there is no problem. It was on my calf, so there are no compromising pictures. I wouldn't mind, except I tend to not like strangers seeing pictures of my nieces and nephews, as I am very protective of them. Story 8. A lot of failed paintings, some not-so-failed paintings, pictures of my dog, and photos of the kids when they were young enough not to run away from the camera. I think I have 3 old phones worth of pictures, and I don't get new phones often. Story 9. Probably some old pictures of me much heavier and with an unkempt beard. I have since lost a lot of weight and improved my appearance, but I keep the pictures to remember where I came from. Story 10. There have been times when I accidentally took a screenshot or a picture of the passenger seat or footwell of my car while reaching over to adjust the volume of my music. I've also taken pictures of my TV to remember the color sliders in paint shops of various racing games. I find these moments boring and somewhat embarrassing. Story 11. I saved a picture of myself to send to my husband, who doesn't use Snapchat. It's a filter that makes my head look very small and my chest appear much larger. Story 12. Honestly, it's just nudes mine, not someone else's. Unless they can look me in the eye afterward with the same confidence, it's probably in their best interest not to take my phone and view them. Story 13. They might think I am forgetful about bills and invoices because I periodically take new photos of them to remind myself when to pay. Story 14. The first thing in my gallery right now is a picture of my unusual pimple that I am concerned about. Story 15. A picture of my boyfriend after his seizure, covered in blood and looking like he was jumped by a gang. Also, a lot of incredibly silly memes my sister and I send to each other. Story 16. A collection of laptop serial numbers. Even with my glasses on, I cannot read them without taking a picture and zooming in. Story 17. I hide anything spicy, so there is nothing. However, if they access my hidden album, there is plenty to see and more added each day. Story 18. Evidence photos from animal cruelty cases. I work in animal rescue. Story 19. Nothing concerns me in my regular photo collection. However, if you know me and are aware of where my protected photo storage is, then it's your issue if you're disturbed by what you find there. Story 20. Video of me making a devoted Catholic Hungarian friend urinate on a church wall while under the influence of various substances. Story 21. A customer had a difficult experience in a bathroom stall. There were stains everywhere, and clothing was left behind. I still feel bad for whoever had to clean it. Story 22. You know these people who scroll further through pictures without shame? I once experienced this with a colleague. The next picture was inappropriate, and before it was fully revealed, I swiped back. We both caught a glimpse and it was shocking. I will never let that happen again. Story 23. I have a video on my phone of my friend disturbingly dirty talking to a girl on Omegle, taken without his knowledge. Oh God, how traumatized our other friend and I were. Story 24. Definitely not the pictures of dismembered body parts in my basement and refrigerator because they are not mine, and I have absolutely no idea how they got there. Story 25. Goats is meant to make anyone who becomes inquisitive regret it. If you search for it, be prepared with plenty of eye bleach. Story 26. I leave a photo in my gallery specifically to discourage people who do this. They receive one warning. After that, it is their responsibility. Story 27. A girl standing in front of a Bob's Big Boy in Southern California. I don't know who she is, but I had lunch at Bob's with my friends. I saw her online and recognized the location. Story 28. The hidden photos. I hide them because they contain my before pictures of my out-of-shape body. They also do not sync to the cloud, but if you got hold of my phone, you would find them. Story 29. I have live photos of my daughter being born. You can see everything and hear everything. It's pretty intense and a hard watch, even for me. Story 30. Just a collection of poorly lit pictures of mini golf in the snow. Story 31. My girlfriend had a baby and started breastfeeding. She just sent me pictures of her cracked nipples, which look quite painful. One of them has lost a chunk of skin. Story 32. It's not what they'd find. It's what they get. A broken hand. You're not grabbing my phone or anything else of mine. Story 33. Mainly my cats. However, the worst would probably be the screenshots from Facebook that I haven't deleted and sent to my sister to discuss. It's pretty mild. Story 34. My daughter, who was working in a restaurant, sliced open the meaty base part of her thumb at work. It was severe. She panicked and refused to look at it, so I took photos before treating it. I have industrial first aid training and a well-equipped first aid kit. She was so distressed that she didn't want to get stitches, even though the wound really needed them. I photographed it every few days. Turned out remarkably well with barely a scar. However, that first photo is quite grim. Story 35. I have a lot of pictures of my pet rooster. I enjoy taking pictures of it, even if I don't have anyone to share them with. I do not send unsolicited pictures. I never have and never will. However, sometimes people ask. Story 36. My son's stool and photos are important because he has allergies, and I needed to show the doctor his stool. I would not recommend this. Story 37. A strange piece of adult art depicts a bloated woman screaming as she turns to stone, becoming the shell of a hermit crab. Story 38. Boring pictures of mechanical parts. As a mechanic, I take pictures of everything before disassembling components. The manuals don't always provide the clearest images. The more severe issues are not visible as they are stored in a locked folder. Story 39. Hopefully, nothing bad. I think I've deleted all my texting messages and photos. Maybe I should double-check. Story 40. Inspection photos of a community transitioning from the developer to the homeowners association, along with many pictures of my dogs. Story 41. I moved a cat out of the road and took a photo of it in case someone was looking for their family member. Story 42. A partial underboob picture was taken while I was in the car, and the wire from my bra poked out and poked me. I wanted to see how bad it was. However, the picture is now deleted, so instead, it would show my toes being painted. Edited. I forgot to add that it was from my bra. Story 43. I do not know. Bad selfies, I suppose. Skimming through my gallery from the past year, it seems that 99% of the images are work-related, featuring many pictures of wires and electrical conduits from construction sites. My camera is primarily a tool. Story 44. Thousands of pictures of my child and dog. My wife and I have framed pictures of us on a wall and online. That's good enough. Story 45. My wife has pimples on her back, and she asks me to take pictures of the juiciest ones. I now understand why Dr. Pimple Popper is a popular show. Story 46. My cats, humorous images, animals that come into the store where I work, mostly dogs, items I need but can't recall the brand, and the occasional selfie. Story 47. I am bored. They would be bored by all the pictures of odometers and hour meters, serial numbers and vehicle identification number tags, and other work-related materials. However, there are pictures of cats and dogs included. No inappropriate content, sorry. Story 48. Horrifying pictures of my severe eczema flare-up that I am saving to show my doctor next week. Embarrassing, numerous pictures of my favorite singer downloaded from their Instagram. I mean a lot. Story 49. A video of my pet rat holding my mouth open with his sharp little paws, checking what I last ate, whether I wanted him to or not. Story 50. The taxidermy rat underwear. The chicken in a strap-on. The cake with bean filling. Do I need to say more? Story 51. Probably how boring my life is. I have a photo from several years ago of me smoking from a bong and a picture of my girlfriend. Story 52. Some mildly offensive memes have made me laugh, but do not necessarily reflect my true feelings. Story 53. My camera roll consists of 90% images with text that is too small for me to read, so I take a picture and zoom in. Story 54. Some pictures of my dog, my knives, some 30 to 40-year-old litter, a revolver I found in a plastic bag, and 500 used syringes that someone dumped near a school. Story 55. I have several screenshots of young boys on my phone from when my daughter was printing them for a smash cake or something. For context, I am a 50-year-old man. Story 56. Nah, an instant fight. You can't take a crackhead's belongings without expecting violence. The worst is probably offensive memes. Story 57. I have some non-sexual fan art of Olivia from Monster Hunter Wilds that I recently saved to show my girlfriend. Story 58. Grossest, in my opinion, is my grandson holding up the 8-point buck he shot last year, with his tongue hanging out and blood visible. Story 59. Nothing at the moment. After I reach a certain number of photos, they are all deleted after being backed up to the cloud and my home server. Story 60. A picture of a large object in the toilet. I got it from the internet. I keep it there just for that reason. I'm unusual. Story 61. Most of my pictures are wrist shots of my watches with different straps. You wouldn't understand. Story 62. They would probably think I am some kind of psycho because they would find a folder containing 1,202 pictures of mopped toilet floors. Someone went in and smeared waste on the wall about a year and a half ago, shortly after my shift ended. For whatever reason, my manager decided it happened during my shift and that I chose not to clean it and say nothing. Anyway, I now send her 1 or 2 pictures of it mopped every single shift out of spite, and I plan on sending them all again when I finally leave to fill up her phone because, well, forget her. Story 63. Hundreds of screenshots of random things that only someone who runs a theme park could understand. Pictures of lines, trash cans, or a random bench. Story 64. Either really offensive memes or a close-up picture because I heard that a good match for a lip liner is important. Story 65. An excessive number of memes, images of engines in various stages of reconstruction, and pictures of my husky. Story 66. It depends on the person. Some memes that my friends and I share could be considered in poor taste. Otherwise, it would probably be a picture of my wink from when I had a hemorrhoid. Story 67. The screenshots of my blood pressure checks reveal how bad my blood pressure is. Story 68. My wife is a massage therapist, so after a massage and being cupped, I look like I fought a kraken. Story 69. I had surgery on my inner thigh very close to my groin, and there are pictures of it not healing well. They are unpleasant, but they were taken by my wife because I couldn't position myself to see it clearly. Story 70. I took a picture of a girl on a train. I had never done that before or since, but she had a really interesting and pretty face. I quietly captured the moment. Story 71. About 100 photos of a dead, decomposing chicken. I enjoy studying the rate of decomposition over a week. Story 72. Depends. Do they have access to my Face ID or passcode to get into the hidden album? So it would be bad. Very bad. Story 73. Photos of items people have found and hung on walls and railings. I call it all the little stuff. It is inherently human to pick up objects and leave them for someone else to discover. I take photos to document these findings. Story 74. My green-colored stool was the greenest I have ever produced. It resembled a forest green in color. Story 75. They would see the visual beauty of my amputation of 2 toes and then 2 legs. All the post-surgery progress of my journey is moving forward very slowly without legs. Story 76. If you go far enough, I still have many pictures of moldy or otherwise problematic cheese and specialty foods from when I was in quality assurance at a warehouse. Sometimes that was quite gross. I also have a picture from a surgery, and one time my mom experienced a severe postnasal surgery nosebleed that wouldn't stop, requiring a hospital stay for a couple of days during COVID. The picture shows her blood-covered bathroom sink before I cleaned it. It looked like something out of a horror movie. She's fine now. Story 77. Pictures of my commercial plumbing that I cannot post on social media, but need to take to prove that the work was completed. I forgot to delete them after sending them to the foreman. I have a non-disclosure agreement on this building. Story 78. Pictures of every card people play in Magic: The Gathering Arena Standard. There are many photos of monstrous rage, manifold mouse, and fear of missing out. Story 79. Cat pictures, vacation photos, and the occasional accidental screenshot because I sometimes don't know how to use my phone. Story 80. Pictures of myself. I don't take selfies, but I keep any pictures of my friends. If I happen to be in one, I have to keep it. The problem is that I don't feel attractive. Story 81. The hidden album contains personal images. Everything else includes pictures of nature, me with friends, and a few images from my mother's phone after she passed away. Story 82. Pretty much nothing bad because it's 2025. Locked private folders exist on nearly every phone. Story 83. I send inappropriate pictures to scammers. Nothing illegal, but the most off-putting content you can imagine. There is a large amount of it saved in my phone in my regular photo gallery. Story 84. Video of my friends and me on a call, which includes a moment where one of us accidentally showed inappropriate content. We still tease him to this day about it. I might delete it soon, though, as it could be considered problematic since we were only 15 at the time. Story 85. Probably nothing. Everything is safe for work. I have 39,000 pictures of my 3 kids, my cat, and Pokemon Go. I'm pretty boring. Story 86. A video of hot Cheeto fingers dipped in puppy chow mix, a quick lick, then dunking them in an Arby's Jamocha shake. Story 87. I have 3 pictures of the recent lunar eclipse. I keep my photos on my Google Drive and always delete them from my phone. Story 88. A cyst in my perineum erupted. I have some images of that and of my cellulitis on my testicles. My friend accidentally shot his own finger off, and I have images of that as well. Story 89. A few awkward pictures and videos from middle school, items I'm trying to sell, and some playful Jesus memes occasionally. Story 90. Provided one could not access my hidden folder, I would guess a recent picture of my spouse's eyelid split open after a gym incident. Otherwise, a collection of recipe screenshots and benign landscapes await. Story 91. A few pictures of my wife in my hidden folder. Nothing inappropriate, but I'm sure my kids wouldn't want to see what outfit she was wearing. Story 92. My finger in their eye for being so rude. However, only PG pictures, but the audacity would totally upset me. Story 93. I don't think of anything bad that would be the worst thing. All the information I wouldn't want people to see is either deleted or hidden. Story 94. Shirtless photos with my cat. I'm a guy, so that's pretty normal. She's always on my lap when I'm relaxing at home. Story 95. I find things that interest me in the moment and take screenshots, but I never go back to look for them again. It's like a lazy way of remembering. Story 96. A bowl full of waste. My friend's girlfriend used to send me pictures, so I had to retaliate. Story 97. I have many pictures of my wife, including lingerie shots, along with some videos. Story 98. Photos of my surgical scar as I track healing and try to find a way for it to look better. Story 99. A documentation in photos of some of the worst acne I have ever experienced due to stress as an adult. Story 100. Photos of quotes taken from social media about unrequited love and the longing for someone who rejected you. My wife of 26 years would probably not appreciate it much. Story 101. A collection of photos of me, and my last boyfriend embracing while wearing each other's clothes and glasses. Story 102. This is a collection of scenery, photos of my meals. I work fly in, fly out, so I send pictures of food to my wife and items I am interested in purchasing. The most embarrassing pictures will be those of my nose looking for stray boogers, the condition of my nose hair, and the occasional photo of the back of my head to check if my bald spot is getting bigger. Story 103. There are no photos of family or any people. The collection mostly consists of work-related images, along with a few pictures of dogs and cats that I love, and nature photos. Although I have loved ones, I don't take pictures of people, including myself. Story 104. There is a lot of scenery and photos of my food as I work a fly-in, fly-out schedule, so I send pictures of my meals to my wife. The most embarrassing photos are usually close-ups of my nose searching for stray boogers, the state of my nose hair, and the occasional picture of the back of my head to check if my bald spot is getting bigger. Story 105. Hundreds of malformed pictures my kids took and pictures of my wife's healing process after spinal surgery. Story 106. The worst thing they would see would be my face, centimeters away from theirs, ready to finish choking the life out of them. Story 107. I took a picture for my doctor when I had concerns about my digestive tract. Story 108. They won't. Long press photos and select Require Face ID. Also, remove the app and add it to the hidden folder. Stupid is as stupid does. Story 109. A death of boredom. My camera roll consists mainly of my kids and dog being cute, which I can scroll through all day, but I recognize is somewhat repetitive. I occasionally add photos of things I've taken apart at work and need to know how to reassemble, but that's about it. On the other hand, I'll never be blackmailed with inappropriate pictures of my wife or myself. Practice digital safety. Kids. Story 110. Snarky political memes and one picture of my wife's backside, captured by my child with her toy camera as my wife was getting out of the shower when my child was around 5 or 6. Story 111. Hentai and memories of my ex. It's been years, and I never did get over her. Hentai and heartbreak. Is hentai the result of heartbreak, or is heartbreak the result of hentai? One of life's infinite mysteries. Story 112. Screenshots of every bill I have ever paid and their confirmation numbers. There might be a few pictures of my husband, but since we are married, I guess that wouldn't be shocking. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.